Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karuna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji and all the devotees. I am Sudhakar joining from Saudi Arabia. My humble obeisances to all the devotees assembled here.
Hare Krishna, Sudhakar Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining and giving your association, and thank you for your services, Prabhuji. Very grateful to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandarika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj and Gauranga, all glories to all the assembled devotees on the call. This is Harita from Texas Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association, and all glories to your services to the group, Mataji. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sundarangi Radha Devi Dasi from India. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Radha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining, and all glories to your wonderful services to the group. Welcome to the call. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have Her Grace Madhavi Gaurangi Mataji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, 12th chapter, 8th verse. So, Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Mataji, are you ready?
Hare Krishna Mataji, yes.
Yes. Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to your wonderful services to ISKCON Mataji. Thank you so much. We are very fortunate to have you on the call. I would now like to hand over the call to you, Mataji. Over to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, for this wonderful opportunity to speak on the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, this wonderful auspicious morning of Kartik month. So we are reading from Canto 8, Chapter 12, and today we are going to cover verse number 8. But prior to that, let's just sing little bhajan by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And from there, we are going to dig into the verse. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijane Vallabha Girivare Dhari Yashodanandana Brajajane Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajane Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Sharad Bihari Radha Sharad Bihari Radha Jaya Radha Damodare Radha Damodare Radhe Jaya Jagannathe Baladev Subhadra Maharani Jaya Jagannathe Baladev Subhadra Maharani Nidai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajakacarya Ashtotar Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajakacarya Ashtotar Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिधर धाम की जय। गंगा मई की जय, जमुना मई की जय, भक्तिमती तुलसी महारानी की जय, समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, Hare Hare Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayan Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udire. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloki Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Canto 8, chapter 12, and today we are covering verse number 8. And the title of the chapter is The Mohini Murti Incarnation Bewilders Lord Shiva. Ekastvam eva sad asam dvayam advayam cha shravanam karta kritam eva hana vastu vedaha ajnanastai janir vihito vikalpo yasmad guna vyati karo niropadik kashaya. Ekastva eva sad ashadvayam advayam cha Swarnam krita kritam ivahana vastu bhedaha ajnanatasvai janir vihito vikalpo yasmad guna vyatikaro nira padhikasya ekastvam eva sad asadvayam advayam cha Swaranam krita kritam ivahana vastu bhedaha ajnanatasvatvai jane vihuito vikalpo yasmat guna vyatikaro niro padadikasya. Can we just read translation and purport, Mataji, or you want me to? Okay. So translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear Lord, your Lordship alone is the cause and the effect. Therefore, although you appear to be two, you are the absolute one. As there is no difference between the gold of a gold ornament and the gold in a mine. There is no difference between cause and effect. Both of them are the same. Only because of ignorance do people concoct differences and dualities. You are free from material contamination. And since the entire cosmos is caused by you and cannot exist without you, it is an effect of your transcendental qualities. Thus, the conception that Brahman is true and the world false cannot be maintained. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur says that the living entities are representations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's marginal potency, whereas the various bodies accepted by the living entities are products of the material energy. Thus, the body is considered material and the soul is considered spiritual. The origin of both origin of them both, however, is the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. As the Lord explains in Bhagavad Gita 7.4 and 5, Bhumir apo nalo vayu kham mano buddhir evacha ahankara ityam me bhinna prakriti ashtata apareyam itastvam anyam prakritim vidhi me param जीव भूता महाबाहो ययेदम धार्यते ही जगत. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these 8 comprise my separated material energies. But besides this inferior nature, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is a superior energy of mine, which consists of all living entities who are struggling with material nature and are sustaining the universe. Thus, both matter and the living entities are manifestations of energy of the Supreme Lord. Since the energy and energetic are not different, and since the material and marginal energies are both energies of the Supreme Energetic, the Supreme Lord, ultimately, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is everything. In this regard, the example may be given of gold that has not been molded and gold that has been molded into various ornaments. A gold earring and the gold in a mine are different only as cause and effect. Otherwise, they are the same. The Vedanta Sutra describes that Brahman is the cause of everything. Janmadi asya yataha. Everything is born of the Supreme Brahman, from which everything emanates as different energies. None of these energies, therefore, should be considered false. The Mayavadi's differentiation between Brahman and Maya is only due to ignorance. Srimad Vairagava Acharya, in his Bhagavad Chandra Chandrika, describes the Vaishnava philosophy as follows. The cosmic manifestation is described as Sat and Asat, as Chit and Achit. Matter is Achit and the living form is Chit. But their origin is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in whom there is no difference between matter and spirit. According to this conception, the cosmic manifestation consisting of both matter and spirit is not different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavan Ivetaraha. This cosmic manifestation is also the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although it appears different from him. In Bhagavad Gita 9.4, the Lord says, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina matstani sarvabhutani na chaham teshva avastitaha. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Thus, although someone may say that the Supreme Person is different from the cosmic manifestation, actually he is not. The Lord says, Maya tatam idam sarvam. In my impersonal feature, I am spread throughout the world. Therefore, this world is not different from him. The difference is a difference in name. For example, whether we speak of gold earrings, gold bangles, or gold necklaces, ultimately they are all gold. In a similar way, all the different manifestations of matter and spirit are ultimately one in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ekam eva dvitiha Ekam eva dvityam Brahma. This is the Vedic version, Chandogya Upanishad 6:1. There is some oneness because everything emanates from the Supreme Brahman. The example already given is that there is no difference between a golden earring and the gold mine, as it is. The Vaisheshika philosophers, however, because of their Mayavad conception, create differences. They say Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. The absolute truth is real and the cosmic manifestation is false. But why should the Jagat be considered Mithya? The Jagat is an emanation from Brahman. Therefore, the Jagat is also true. Vaishnavas therefore do not consider the Jagat to be Mithya. Rather, they regard everything as reality in connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. अन्यासक्त्या विषयान् यथारम उपयुञ्जता निर्बन्धा कृष्ण संबंधे युक्तं वैराग्य उच्यते। प्रपंचिकत्या बुद्धया हरि संबंधी वस्तुना मुमुक्षुभिः परित्यागो वैराग्यम फाल्गु कथ्यते। Things should be accepted for the Lord's service and not for one's personal sense gratification. If one accepts something without attachment and accepts it because it is related to Krishna, one's renunciation is called Yukta Vairagya. Whatever is favorable for rendering of service to the Lord should be accepted and should not be rejected as a material thing. Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu 12255-56. The Jagat should not be rejected as mithya. It is true, and the truth is realized when everything is engaged in the service of the Lord. A flower accepted for one's sense gratification is material, but when the same flower is offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead by a devotee, it is spiritual. Food taken and cooked for oneself is material, but food cooked for the Supreme Lord is spiritual prasada. This is a question of realization. Actually, everything is given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore everything is spiritual. But those who are not advanced in proper knowledge make distinctions because of the interactions of three modes of material nature. In this regard, Srila Jiva Goswami says that although the sun is the only light, the sunshine, which is exhibited in 7 colors, and darkness, which is the absence of sunshine, are not different from the sun. For without the existence of sun, such differentiations cannot exist. There may be varied nomenclature because of different conditions, but they are all the sun. The Puranas, therefore, say, एक देशा स्थिता साग्ने ज्योत्स्ना विस्तरणी यथा परस्य ब्रह्मणा शक्तिस् तथेदम akhilam jagat. Just as the illumination of a fire, which is situated in one place, is spread all over, the energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Parabrahma, are spread all over this universe. Vishnu Puran 1:22-53. Materially, we can directly perceive the sunshine spreading itself according to different names and activities, but ultimately the sun is one. Similarly, Sarvam Kal Idam Brahma. Everything is an expansion of the Supreme Brahman. Therefore, the Supreme Lord is everything, and He is one without differentiation. There is no existence separate from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is our tradition in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya to just perform Mangalacharan at the start of any kind of discussion in order to show our gratitude towards those teachers, towards those legends who have given us this treasure of knowledge. So whosoever knows these verses, you can remain muted and chant along with me. Om Agyan Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhuva evacha patita nama pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you once again for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to speak on the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran, as we know, is the essence of all Vedic literature. And it has been said in the first canto and first chapter, verse number 3, the purpose of reading Bhagavatam is to attain rasa. Pibat rasa malayam. So rasa is the taste which once come in the life of a devotee can never fade. When we go and try to enjoy material mellows, material happiness, this material happiness is just like sorrow covered with a coat of happiness. But this transcendental rasa, which we can derive from reciting or from reading or from understanding Srimad Bhagavatam, is transcendental and it never fades. The Srimad Bhagavatam is giving us so many events and so many discussions, so many conversations are happening in Srimad Bhagavatam, starting from Canto 1 to Canto 12. So many personalities are coming, making their appearance. And the purpose behind giving of the Srimad Bhagavatam, who we also celebrate as the book or the word form or the Shabd Brahman of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. This Srimad Bhagavatam is based or explain 10 characteristics in 10th chapter of 2nd canto. And out of those 10 characteristics, 9 characteristics are dependent on the 10th one, which is Ashraya Tattva. And this Ashraya Tattva is the one who is being glorified throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srila Jiva Goswami, he says that Srimad Bhagavatam is explaining 3 main tattvas to us, or the 3 main concepts of Sambandha, Abhidheya, and Prayojana. This Sambandha is the relationship when a living entity tries to understand a relationship with the material nature, with Supreme Lord, and with the energies of the Supreme Lord. So this is Sambandha Gyan. Abhidheya is the process to achieve our Prayojana. And this Prayojana has been held by Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna Prema. And if we see, according to the eyes of Srimad Bhagavatam, is to drink that transcendental rasa which Srimad Bhagavatam is trying to give us. And that's why the Srimad Bhagavatam is very well celebrated by our Gaudiya Vaishnavacharyas. If we see, almost every Acharya has given their own commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. The Srimad Bhagavatam is so glorious, is so glorious that even Atmarams, there is a verse in first canto about Atmaram, that even Atmarams who are very well satisfied within themselves, once they hear the verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, they just turn their path and get into the bhakti. And the bhakti is the only abhidheya which has been explained by Jiva Goswami in his wonderful work, Bhakti Sandarbha. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is coming to us through the disciplic succession. And very carefully it has been passed in the disciplic succession by our acharyas. And Srila Prabhupada has given such beautiful translation, simplified everything. And it's like just a puree. A mother gives a puree to her child, so that a child don't have to struggle too much to chew and digest the food. So Srila Prabhupada has given us in such a beautiful, simple English language that we can understand and we can relish the verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. The glories of Srimad Bhagavatam has been described in so many literatures, in so many books given to us by Vaishnavacharyas. There is one book by the name Siddhanta Darpan by Srila Baladeva Vidyabhushan. In that, he is refuting all the arguments which is there against Srimad Bhagavatam and raised by the atheist or Mayavad philosophers. It's a very, very beautiful book. So the purpose of mentioning all these things is to glorify that how Srimad Bhagavatam holds that position in a life of a devotee and in life of a person in general. So the Srimad Bhagavatam, especially in this month of Kartik, Hari Bhakti Vilas, chapter 16th Vilasa, our Srila Sanatana Goswami said, even half of a verse if you read, then that person is going to get the credit for reading 18 Puranas. I remember I was saying this to somebody and the person said, then what's the need of reading the entire Bhagavatam or just spending more time? Just read half of a verse and you are getting credit for 18 Puranas. So the importance of when the Acharyas are explaining the glories of Kartik Maas, it's to just to bring the importance of this month, that how even small devotional activity can give you fruits for eternity, not to discourage us from reading or for spending more time in reading the Shastra. If we see the definition of Shastra, what is the definition? So that's a very beautiful thing by our Acharyas, that for everything they are giving definitions. Why they are giving definitions? Because if there is not a particular definition for a particular word, then what happened? Everything is become a mixture, mushmash, mixture of so many of our own ideas and concepts. Just like in this particular purport, the definition of Yukta Vairagya has been given. Yukta Vairagya, very wonderfully explained in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu by Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Prabhupada, very nicely and perfectly putting it in this verse. The Yukta Vairagya definition is that whatever Krishna desire, according to his service, whatever is conducive for his service, that I am taking, although I am detached from it, but I am using that much what is needed for his service. But what's the new version of Yukta Vairagya? That I like to eat, I like to do a particular thing, I like to watch movies. So if I like to watch movies, let's just replace it with some episode or show which is depicting Radha and Krishna's pastimes. And this is Yukta Vairagya. We are just watching. This is what I want, so that's what I'm doing. So the whole concept of Yukta Vairagya become topsy-turvy because we are not going according to the definition what our Acharya is giving. And there is a whole lot of discussion, what is Yukta Vairagya? Is the Yukta Vairagya what I am doing right now? Or is the Yukta Vairagya what I'm supposed to do for the Supreme Lord? Anyways, so this is the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam. And then we are in Canto 8th and chapter 12th. In the previous chapters, we have seen that churning of milk ocean happened. And there was a whole lot of story what leads towards the churning of milk ocean. And so many items, so many things came from the ocean. And because of nectar, demons and demigods started fighting. And then the Supreme Lord, who already took so many forms during the pastime of churning of milk ocean, he again appeared himself or manifest himself as a beautiful young woman by the name Mohini Murti. And she bewildered everybody. And when Lord Shiva, he heard about it, then Lord Shiva wanted to see that beautiful form of Mohini Murti. So, beautiful form of Mohini Murti. So, in this chapter, at the start of this chapter, Lord Shiva, he, along with his wife, Uma, started for the Shwetadeepa in order to see Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, who is the Vishnu of this planet, and through whom all the incarnations come in this material world, or sorry, in this, especially, in this particular universe. So Lord Shiva, along with Parvati, he went to see Supreme Lord, Vishnu. And there in first verse of this chapter, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is giving the commentary that because Lord Shiva assumed that anybody can fool demons, anybody can bewilder demons, because they are already under the illusionary energy of the Lord, and by nature and by their intelligence, they are very, they are not following the Vedic injunctions, and a word has been used, they are stupid, and that's the word has been used. So what is a big deal in bewildering them? So Lord Shiva wanted to see if the Lord Mohini Murti form can bewilder Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva went along with his wife. And there, Lord Vishnu, he gave respects to Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva started offering prayers. And in the previous verses, we have seen that when Lord Shiva is offering prayers, obviously these prayers are going to contain so much of tattva in it, because Lord Shiva is praying. And if we see Lord Shiva according to the tattva, the source of Lord Shiva, who is Sada Shiva, he is an expansion of Krishna himself. So Lord Shiva, he started offering prayers to Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. And prior to this verse number 8, so many things Lord Shiva has explained as per the philosophical point of view. And also, specifically in verse 7, he is saying that, big sages want your bhakti. And now in verse 8, let me just pull my screen for verse 8. Yeah. In verse 8, Lord Shiva is saying, who is offering prayers? Lord Shiva is offering prayers to Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. Why? Because definitely he want to glorify Lord Vishnu, and also Lord Shiva want to see that beautiful, bewildering Mohini Murti form. So in this particular verse number 8, Lord Shiva is saying that the Supreme Lord, you are the cause and effect of the material universe. So for this, in order to explain this philosophy, I am going to take you all today in Paramatma Sandarbha by Jiva Goswami. As I was mentioning before, that Jiva Goswami has done an excellent job. Obviously, he is an acharya and a very, very intellectual acharya who has given so many verses, so many books. And he after Gopala Bhatta Goswami, actually the Sandarbhas were all the Sandarbhas. These Sandarbhas were work of Gopala Bhatta Goswami, but it was all not in order. So Jiva Goswami, he came, and he is, these Sandarbhas are nothing but the concepts of Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana explained in a very systematic fashion by taking the verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. If we rearrange the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, that these verses are explaining the Sambandha Gyan, or the relationship of living entity with the Supreme Lord, material nature. These are the verses, and these are coming in the book, in the 4 books. In the 4 books, first 4 books, Tattva Sandarbha, Bhagavad Sandarbha, Paramatma Sandarbha, and Krishna Sandarbha. And then Abhideya is coming in Bhakti Sandarbha, and the last Prayojan is coming in Priti Sandarbha. So today's verse is indicating us towards Sambandha Gyan. Sambandha Gyan, that what is the Supreme Lord and what is this material energy or universe, and how it comes into place. If we have seen in Canto 3rd, chapter number 8, 6, 7, 8, and Canto 2nd, chapter number 6, 7, 8, same, 2, 6, 7, 8, describes the creation. And also Canto 3rd also, later on, chapter number 26 in the 3rd canto, where Kapil Muni is explaining to Mother Devhuti. There also he is explaining the creation. So here, so that's what Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, he took the verses in the Paramatma Sandarbha, and specifically he's talking about the Paramatma. As we all know, must have heard a lot of time, that Krishna, Paramatma, who is Paramatma, is the plenary expansion of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Krishna, he is in the topmost spiritual planet, Goloka Vrindavan. And from there, and even in Goloka, there are divisions. We are not going there. First expansion of Krishna in 4 Chaturvyuha. And then second, in Narayana comes, Narayana and then other Chaturvyuha. And from Sankarshana, who is a Mahasankarshana, expansion happened of Mahavishnu. And he is the first Paramatma feature in the material world, through whom this material universe comes. In this Paramatma feature, Mahavishnu, who is an expansion of Mahasankarshana, so many times he has been called Mahasankarshana also, or Karunadakshay Vishnu, he Jiva Shakti, or the Tatastha Shakti, and also Maya Shakti resides in his body. So when Krishna says, Mame Bhavancho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, then Jiva Goswami is mentioning in his Paramatma Sandarbha that we are part and parcels of who? Mahavishnu. We are residing, this Tatastha Shakti is residing in the body of Karunadakshay Vishnu. So in order to make the discussion more systematic, I want to introduce that there are only three tattvas. And what are those 3 tattvas? Vishnu tattva, Shakti tattva, and the third one is Jiva tattva. And yes, there is Shiva tattva, which is completely separate from here. But if we see Vishnu tattva, Shakti tattva, and Jiva tattva. So Vishnu tattva is, we know, Swamsha of Krishna, usually under the category of pulling or male category, usually, except this Mohini Murti. So Vishnu tattva. And then Jiva tattva is marginal potency or the Tathastha Shakti. This Jiva Shakti or the particle Jiva is coming from what? The Tathastha Shakti of the Lord. And this Jiva Shakti is also Para Shakti. What is Para? Spiritual. What is Vishnu Tattva? Is Para. Para means spiritual potency. This Jiva Shakti is also, what is it? Spiritual or Para. But this Para Shakti is not what the Vishnu Tattva is. This is different from the Vishnu Tattva, and very elaborately the discussion has been given, the difference between Jiva and the Supreme Lord, or the Supreme Energy, Supreme Lord is given, Super Soul is given. What is the difference between Jiva and Paramatma? According to the, because both are Para, both are spiritual. But how Jiva is containing certain 21 characteristics, which is distinguishing this Jiva energy or the Jiva from Paramatma, from the spiritual. So Jiva is Anu. In very simple language, we say Jiva is Anu, very small quantity energy it has, and Super Soul is Vibhu. He has the possessor of everything. But if we read Paramatma Sandarbha, we can get to know so many of other qualities of Jiva, which is not a topic of discussion for today. So I'm not going to take all of you in that direction. And last one we discussed is Shakti Tattva. Now this Shakti Tattva divides itself into 2, broadly into 2, which is Antaranga Shakti, internal potency, and Bahiranga Shakti, which is external potency. This internal potency is also called Chitta Shakti, Antaranga Shakti, and also have further divisions. Sambit, Sandhini, and Ladini. So that's a separate story. We are not going in that direction. But this Maya Shakti or external potency or Bahiranga Shakti, which we call Maya Shakti. This Maya Shakti as well as this Jiva Shakti both resides in where? In the expansion of Mahasankarshana, Mahavishnu. That's given in Paramatma Sandarbha and also has been explained in the purport given in 13th chapter. I'm forgetting the exact verse number, I think 23rd or 21st. So that both the Shaktis reside in the body of Karnadaksha Vishnu. Now he is the one who deals with both the energies. So when at the time of creation, we have read Mahavishnu glances on the Maya Shakti, and through Maya Shakti and impregnate Maya Shakti in the womb of in the womb of Prakriti. Now this Prakriti is one of the components of Maya Shakti. We are going to take it. And I have made a small presentation so that the discussion don't get extremely technical and we lose track of what the speaker is saying. So glances over it and impregnate jivas in the womb of Prakriti, which is one of the components of this Maya Shakti. That's what we have read, right? So now we can see there are few terms which has been introduced. There are few terms which has been introduced by Jiva Goswami in Paramatma Sandarbha. And these two terms are Nimitta Karana and Upadana Karana. What is Nimitta Karana? Nimitta Karana is efficient cause. And if I define it for you, efficient cause is the intelligent agent who plans and directs creation. Because we are talking about creation here. So efficient cause is the cause or the intelligent agent behind the actual effect. See, in our life, there are two things, cause and effect. For example, if there is a milk and I give the milk a treatment or acid, treat the milk with acid, it's going to become yogurt, a curd or yogurt, whatever you say. So milk was the cause. I put some treatment and now milk is in the form of yogurt. But when we talk about the Supreme Lord converting, or Supreme Lord is glancing over the Prakriti, and then the creation is, there is multi-stage step process when the creation is happening. At that time, in case of creation, the cause and effects always remain. That means when the cause is becoming an effect, then this cause is not vanishing. That means, take an example, when milk is converting into curd, but milk still remains. How this is happening? We are going to learn. How this is happening? Because the Paramatma is not changing. It's the energies of the Paramatma which are transforming. And that has been explained by Jiva Goswami in Paramatma Sandarbha, and also by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu while his discussion with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya in Madhya Leela. What's the chapter? Chapter 6th. Madhavi Leela, when he's having discussion with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, there are two terms which is introduced by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which I am not taking here right now, but I'm going to in further in few minutes. So Nimitta Karana is efficient cause, is the intelligent agent who plans and directs creation. What is Upadana Karana? What next is Upadana Karana? What is Upadana Karana? It is material cause. Material cause means the actual substance from which this creation is containing, the actual substance. Nimitta Karan and Upadana Karan. Before starting further discussion, I just want to give an example of a potter. A potter is the one who makes clay pots. So in this example, potter is the efficient cause because he is because he is the intelligence agent who is making what? Clay pot. And what is the Upadana Karana or material cause? Clay, from which the substance he is making clay, the wheel, the clay, everything which he is using to make it. That's the Upadana Karana or material cause or the substance which we use it. So it has been explained in Paramatma Sandarbha, specifically in Anucheda number 49, 53, 54, 55, and 56. This whole lot of discussion is there. So I want everybody's attention here so that we don't miss what is the explanation which has been given to us by our Acharya Srila Jiva Goswami, and how Srila Prabhupada very nicely put in simple words those that particular philosophy in the purport of today's verse. So the Supreme Lord, he is the Supreme Paramatma. So many times when we call Paramatma, so people say, what is the difference? Krishna is the same, Paramatma is the same. Yes, definitely, there is no difference. But Paramatma is the expansion of Supreme Lord, and Paramatma has its own function, which Krishna is not doing directly. So Paramatma has its own function. Now, Paramatma is the cause, and this material universe is the effect. So Paramatma is the cause and this material universe is the effect. So Paramatma is the efficient cause, that we know. He is the creator. He is the Nimitta Karana. He is the controller, designer, director of this whole cosmic manifestation. He alone is the person. So now, Lord, what he do? He, material energy is, or we can say Maya Shakti, is his external potency. And Jeev Shakti is also his marginal potency. And with the play of both of these energies, the Supreme Lord is converting or transforming his energies into this effect which we call material universe. Which we call material universe. So, Paramatma is the Nimitt cause, is efficient cause or Nimitt Karana, and Maya Shakti is Upadana Karana. But the Lord is acting as Upadana Karana through his Maya Shakti. Without the, because Maya Shakti, what is Maya Shakti? Is the energy of Supreme Lord. And energy cannot work without energetic. So this Maya Shakti is Upadana Karana in facilitating this creation, but Lord himself is acting as Upadana Karana through his Maya Shakti. Now, this is the time to share what I have created or what I have made, little presentation, so that it won't get too confusing. The point here is to just understand, not to confuse. Okay, so the Paramatma is cause, and effect of that cause is universe. But Paramatma is the efficient cause. As the independent Paramatma, he is the efficient cause. But as the Maya Shakti, because Shakti belongs to him, he is the material cause. And we already explained what is Nimitta Karana and what is Upadana Karana. Efficient cause and material cause. Now, this Maya Shakti also is divided into two parts. And these two parts is Maya Shakti acts as Nimitta Karana and also Upadana Karana. Let me just divide like this. Maya Shakti has two portions. One is Guna Rupa and other is Dravya Rupa. And it has been given in Anucheda number 49 of Paramatma Sandarbha. You can write down the references. Okay. So Guna Rupa and Dravya Rupa. So we explained till now that Lord is the efficient cause, and through his Maya Shakti, he is also the substantial cause or Upadana Karana. Now this Maya Shakti, how she works? She has two components. Again, Maya Shakti works as Nimitta Karana and Upadana Karana. Nimitta Karana is again efficient cause and substance. Or as per the exact language of Paramatma Sandarbha, Anucheda 49, Maya Shakti has two portions, Guna Rupa and Dravya Rupa. Guna Rupa and Dravya Rupa. Many people say Guna Rupa is Jiva Maya. And it's given here also, Jiva Maya. So what are the components? How Maya Shakti is working under the Guna Rupa? What is Guna Rupa or what is Nimitta Karana? These are the instruments through which this Jiva is getting the covering and facilitation of Jiva into the Dravya, or this Jiva is covered with what? Dravya. You understand the meaning of Dravya? What is the meaning of Dravya? Substances. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, Tanmantras, all these forms, these are what? All these matter is what? Dravya. It's all Dravya. But how everything is facilitated as a Nimitta Karana? So let's just see. Is the screen visible? Can anybody say? Is the screen visible?
Yes, Mataji, visible.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Nimitta aspect of Nimitta or efficient cause of Maya. How Guna Rupa Maya works? So these are the organizing and governing principle through which creation takes place. And what are the components? Time, Kala. We must have read in Canto 3rd, Krishna says, and also in Bhagavad Gita, if not Bhagavatam, Canto 3rd, we remember. Krishna says that time is who? What is time? I am the energy, time. Kala Shakti. This Kala Shakti is what? The efficient cause which is coming from Maya Shakti, the external potency. And Kala Shakti. See the driving force behind it, it's Supreme Lord. And through Maya Shakti, he is facilitating these components. Kala, Karma, Swabhava, and Daiva. These are the four components of Guna Rupa Maya. So when we talk about Maya Shakti, many times we are under this illusion, oh, Maya Shakti means Prakriti, which is, you know what, which is, of course, which is inferior in nature, Apara, inferior in nature. But because this is Maya Shakti, so this is all Jad. So we consider earth, water, fire, air, ether, or mainly Upadana Karana, or the substance is just Maya Shakti. Which is not true. This is Maya Shakti, external potency, Maya. Even in Paramatma Sandarbha, when I was reading, I was acknowledging that the Shakti portion is called Maya Shakti. And then Jiva Goswami is defining one is Yoga Maya Shakti and other one is Mahamaya Shakti. Both is Maya. Yoga Maya is superior internal potency, and other is Mahamaya, which is external potency and acts as a shadow of Yogamaya Shakti. So Yogamaya Shakti has its own components and working perfectly in the, how it works. But also Maya Shakti. This Maya Shakti is what? This Maya Shakti has components Guna Rupa and Dravya Rupa. Guna Rupa is what? Efficient cause. Kala, Karma, Swabhava, and Daiva. What is Kala? These are basically the more conscious things, the driving force that initiates transformation in material nature. If you have seen, anything in this material world has 6 transformations. 6 transformations. How we go through the 6 transformation? Birth, death, birth, growth, maintenance, reproduction, dwindling, and then death. How it is happening? Through the force of Kali Shakti. And this Kali Shakti is Guna Rupa Maya. Guna Rupa Maya. And we can also say this Guna Rupa Maya, the 3 modes act together. And then that's create all the changes. But Kali Shakti is working. Karma. Karma. The force which is pushing living entity to take another birth. Now different birth. Swabhava. This Swabhava is the creation of what? The modes of material nature. That's why it is called Guna Rupa Maya, right? Modes, Swabhava. I'm very passionate. I'm very ignorant. I'm in a Sattva Gun. All these. Daiva. Or Daiva is the overseeing factor that ensures, or Daiva we can see the exact definition if I can see from here. Daiva is the manifestation of future results of action. Daiva is the manifestation of the future results of action. So these are the four components. When the Supreme Lord works as an Upadana Karana through Maya Shakti, this Maya Shakti also work as the Nimitta Karana and Upadana Karana. Now next is, oops, the screen is not changing. Okay. Upadana aspect of Maya. What is the Upadan? Again, I define Nibat and Upadan in the start of my discussion. So Upadan is substance, Dravya, Tan mantras, form, sound, Rupa, Gandha, Sparsha, the form, taste, sound, all these, the Tan matras, prana, life air, also, ahankar, false ego, and modifications of prakriti happen through the efficient cause. We know that, with the Kal Shakti, modifications happen step by step. So this is the Upadana Karana. In brief, it's the substance through which this material universe start forming. What is mind? What is mind? Is it Nimitta Karana or Upadana Karana? Anybody? Please unmute if anyone wants to answer. What is mind? Is it a dravya? Is it a substance made up of things, or is it a efficient cause?
Upadana.
Yes. Hare Krishna, somebody said something. It's written over here. See? It is Upadana aspect. Mind is Upadana aspect, because we already shown the Nimitta aspect, Upadana aspect. I'm sorry if the presentation looks little bit difficult. I'm trying to do my best.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. Mataji, the screen sharing is paused.
Is paused.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Is it for everyone? I'm unable to see this.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
is
yes, it
paused.
is paused from long time.
I'm so sorry. Let me just share it. Let me just share it again. I'm so sorry about it. Is this visible now?
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. Now
Yeah.
perfect, Mataji.
Okay, so can you tell me if you already seen the previous slide?
Yeah, we saw that.
You saw the Nimitta aspect or the efficient cause which Maya is giving.
Yes.
Right. Okay, sorry. I'm really sorry for that. For this. Okay, Upadana aspect of Maya. These are the points. So our senses, our tanmatras or the subtle things, sound, shabda, rupa, gandha, all these are dravyas, prana, our false ego, all these jad things, all these are dravya portion of Maya. So whenever it comes to Maya Shakti, it's just not the Prakriti. And also this Maya has what we already covered, this Prakriti. This we call, in normal, we say this is Prakriti, Jad. So that's the Guna Rupa Maya, and then Prakriti, and also two components are also there, Vidya and Avidya, under Maya Shakti. And Krishna also is speaking about it in 11th canto, 11th chapter to Uddhava, explaining him about the components of this Maya. And from there, Jiva Goswami is taking up and he is putting up in the points here. So, next. Okay. Yeah. So, Nimitta aspect. So, we already discussed that Paramatma is the cause and material universe is the efficient, is the effect. But Maya Shakti through Maya Shakti, the Supreme Lord works as a Upadana Karana or material cause. Now, this Maya Shakti, although it is acting as an Upadana Karana through the Supreme Lord, with the desire of Supreme Lord, this Maya Shakti divides itself into two portions, Gunarupa and Dravyarupa. Now, this Gunarupa, we already read what are the components. Kala, Karma, Swabhava, Kala, Karma, Swabhava, and Daiva. And this Nimitta aspect also has two others, Vidya and Avidya. And not just Jiva Goswami, Krishna himself is explaining in Canto 11th, chapter 11. I'm forgetting the verse. I'm sorry. The exact verse I can see in Paramatma Sandarbha. I have my book here. So this Vidya or Avidya, how it works. The Maya Shakti leads to understanding of the Avidya is what? This living entity, this Jiva, consider itself as a product of Maya because of the presence of ignorance. Ignorance, the consciousness is covered by Avidya. And what is the Avidya? Mode of ignorance, which it is covering the consciousness of this living entity, it's Jiva, and this Jiva is forgetting that I am a soul. And not only that, false ego, we read that one of the components of Maya. And with false ego, this living entity start connecting itself to somebody which this living entity is not. And when we start reading, when we start understanding, coming into the association of devotees, at that point of time, I get Vidya. And this Vidya is in Sattva Gun, which leads to understand my true self, that I am soul. This is again a component of Maya. And same spiritual energy also have Vidya and Avidya components. But today we are not discussing. So this Avidya, I already discussed these two potencies, Avarnatmika and Vikshepatmika, how this Jiva just become unaware about itself and then forget about its identity and start to connect itself with the body. So the purpose behind showing the entire thing is how the Supreme Lord is working with the Jiva and with the Maya Shakti. But what is this Maya Shakti and Jiva Shakti? They are at the end are the energies of the Supreme Lord. Maya Shakti is the energy of Supreme Lord. Jiva Shakti is the energy of Supreme Lord. And with the combination of all these, the Supreme Lord is playing this game of creation, placing the Jivas, giving the bodies, particular giving the bodies. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary of this particular verse, he is saying that because Jivas are the product of Tathastha Shakti, and because the universe which is covering the Jiva is also is a product of Maya Shakti, and this Maya Shakti also belongs to the Supreme Lord. So this universe is composed of spiritual and material elements only. But these material and spiritual elements are nothing but belongs to the Paramatma. So in one sense, everything belongs to Paramatma. Everything belongs to Paramatma because he is the cause and he is also the effect he's the cause and he is the effect. And how he is the cause and how he is the effect we have seen through Paramatma Sandarbha, and also in Canto 3rd, if we read the creation and 2nd, that he is the one who is pushing everything. It's his desire when the creation is coming up. It's his desire, he is giving bodies to Jiva. It's his desire, and all these Maya Shakti and Jiva Shakti, both are his Shaktis. Both are his Shakti. So by the eyes of non-difference, the both things, everything is same, like sunshine, as Jiva Goswami in this particular purport is talking. He's saying that sun, when it's shining, the sunshine is the same, and even in darkness, the sun is gone. Both the things are the sun. Both the things are emanating from the sun. So in a way, both the things are sun. But there is a very important philosophical twist in here. And what is that? So that's what Mayavad philosophers take and say that this is apparent transformation. apparent transformation, and they call this theory as Vivartavad. What is Vivartavad? That Brahman is Satya. The Supreme Lord is Satya. Whatever we are seeing in here, in this material world, it's all just mithya or just false. Everything is false. I am false. Your body is false. My body is false. This cup is false. This mouse is false. Everything is false. Only Brahman is existing. Nothing else is existing. That's what they say when they read this, and they specifically take out these specific words. Oh, the prayers of Shiva is saying you are the cause, you are the effect, both are you. So Paramatma is the only one. Paramatma is the only one who at the start of the creation wants to become many, so he just becomes many. But Jiva Goswami here is saying that it's not the Paramatma who is transforming. It's his energies who are transforming and transforming according to his desire, creating a universe. And this theory is called Parinamavad. That means transformation of the energies where the Supreme Lord is remaining intact with his Swarupa Shakti. He's remaining intact. There is no change into him. Purnam Purnamidam. He is complete. And even the Supreme Lord, when he comes as an incarnation, he comes inside the illusionary energy, but he covers himself with the internal potency, his Swarupa Shakti, and he never gets change. There is no change in him. Only the transformation is happening through his energies. That's what Jiva Goswami is saying in Paramatma Sandarbha at the end of the book. At the end of the book, that it's only the transformation of energies. And the same point has been explained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya in his discussions. He is explaining that the philosophy which has been presented by Shankaracharya, Vivartavad, is completely wrong. Why? Because the transformation, because you are taking Brahman only and rejecting the qualities of the Brahman or the Shaktis of the Brahman. But this material world is the product of the transformation of the energies. Although if we see, the energies also belongs to the energetic. So this is inconceivable. What is the meaning of inconceivable? Inconceivable means which we cannot conceive through our senses. This is an inconceivable aspect of understanding that this material world is an expansion of the Supreme Lord, just like the example has been given of gold and gold ornaments. But if we see, if the same gold is melted and become into earrings, then this gold has the component gold, but the original gold is now melted. But in case of the Paramatma, Paramatma is not changing. And why he is not changing when he is the only one who is doing everything? Because of his inconceivable energies. And if you want to go into more deep, because of his internal potency through which he remains intact with his Sandhini potency, which is the existence potency, his Swarupa remains the same. So that's what Shiva is praying, and that's how we should be taking it according to the explanation given to us by our acharyas. I can see the time is over, so I'm not going to take more points, although this whole purport has so many things that we can talk about and explain philosophically. So as devotees of Lord, it's our duty not to just know the pastimes, but also this is also a pastime of the Supreme Lord through his external and jiva potency, because that way, if the understanding is clear, if the sambandha is clear, then that way we can take up our process very seriously. And also, in order to convince others, in order to explain it to others, it's very important for us to understand first. And with this, I'm again very, very grateful to all of you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to explain this wonderful verse this morning. And if you have understood anything, you like anything, that's because of previous Acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, my Guru Maharaj, and also senior Vaishnavas who are teaching this knowledge throughout the world. And of course, I am a human being. I must have made so many mistakes in explaining and presenting. because we have 4 defects, and even it has been said that there are 18 errors, not 4 only, but 4 defects. So definitely I have those. And if I made any mistake, please forgive me, and please bless me that I may continue my journey in Krishna consciousness and ready to serve whenever it is required. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. If there is no questions, no comments, then over to you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandat Pranam. Mataji, you are in mute.
Sorry.
Mataji, I have a question that how do we approach philosophical sections? Like when I read, I feel so much boring philosophical sections, and the purport is also sometimes so lengthy.
Mm.
How do I approach that?
So when we read something which is not making sense to us, so we try to first take the portions of it. We try to take portions of it. We try to read again and again. And if it is not making or getting us, if it is not getting clear to us, then we should definitely go and approach some senior Vaishnava to whom we know that, maybe studying different books and understanding Srila Prabhupada purports or his, teaching. So we can approach them and ask them. But for us, when we are reading, we are not understanding. Take little bit. If the purport is very long, try to read few lines, try to absorb what's happening, and then try to read, some previous shlokas, who is talking with whom, what is going on actually, what's the canto is about, what the chapter is about. Now, what is this shloka? Who said this? Why is saying this? And then read step by step, again and again. And if still not, then try to learn from the person or the devotee who is, you believe that knows. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Okay. Okay. Looks like no one has. I hope the class is clear to everybody. And maybe there is, I don't know Mataji is here or not, but let's just then. There is no question.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much for the class. Yes, it was quite technical, but I hope everyone was able to follow. If you have any questions for Mataji or any realizations to share, please go ahead.
Oh, Sudhakar Prabhuji is not there. Okay.
Yeah, Prabhuji is, I don't know what happened. Prabhuji is not.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji, for the beautiful class. Yeah, we'll see if any more questions.
I know it's a lot of information to digest, but yeah, that's
Philosophical classes, technical classes is like sometimes we had to hear it multiple times, then we will be able to grasp that. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Seems like nobody have any question, Mataji. I would like to offer my obeisances to you and all the Vaishnavas assembled on the call. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo vachapatitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Radhe
Her
Radhe.
Grace Madhavi Gaurangi Mataji ki